Hello, Capricorn. Let's do a reading regarding you and the person that your energy and attention are focused on most at this time. I do hope all is well for you and that you are doing well. Let's get 6 cards out, 3 for you, 3 for your person, and see what the energy is. 3 best cards tonight. Person 1 is coming in with enlightenment, miracle, and then guilt. Person 2, expansion, abundance, and destiny. Okay, let's see. Person 1 is going through a place of like enlightenment, obviously stated here, but it's a spiritual enlightenment, one of which came after something serious has occurred in their life. Something serious that caused them to really question themselves and how they are spiritually centered in their life and in their world, and in the world at large. The expansion is being recognized by person 2, and they want to in every way possible support it, and at the center of this is a miracle that occurred for person number 1 against that, again, that led to that enlightenment. And the enlightenment might be due to this miracle that has occurred, something that was just not able to be defined easily by this person who appears, because of this feeling of very, very much about putting in the work always gives the result that you want. But this was something that was afforded to you by the divine. It was nothing that you specifically worked on, at least not to your direct knowledge. More than likely, it's just the culmination of all the good work and deeds and efforts that you've put in over your lifetime. And now this miracle showed up for you at a time where you really, 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 really needed it. However, there is guilt here. In terms of you feeling like it may be too much, or you don't deserve it in some type of way. And so you're looking for a way to kind of shoo it away or not take it as seriously as you should. But you're warring with yourself because the enlightenment is there and you do have a deeper and new understanding, but it's so opposite and abstract from what you normally would feel. Because again, you're about, if I put the work in, I get the results out. Work in, paid out, right? But this is different. This is a divine gift. So here, the person here is seeing that miracle as abundance. And it more than likely is something that was very, it was abundant in the way that it needed to be in terms of this relationship and what it's given to both of you at this time. While this person 1 is battling with the guilt, person 2 knows it was part of a person 1's destiny the whole time. So they're a bit of this person is probably a bit of ahead of the curve here in terms of spiritual enlightenment and centeredness. This person may be a more practical person. Let's just say this person is, like, as an example, more agnostic, knows there is a God, but doesn't necessarily, have any true belief system in terms of religion. And this person is more of a spiritual person, like has a faith that they follow, whether it be devoutly or, lightly, like, there is that foundation of faith and belief in God and the principles, et cetera, of certain religious beliefs and following. Like, for instance, this person may have been raised going to church on Sundays. This person was not. Doesn't mean that each person doesn't have the spiritual depth necessary, because you're in alignment there. But there's just a different understanding of what God is capable of and what God does and can do in another person's life. This person is doesn't recognize that God has been with them the entire time, right? And now they're having a little bit of guilt, thinking that however this gift was afforded, this miracle came to them, they're feeling like they don't deserve it, or it's too much, or they owe them back, or anything else. And they're having a hard time just accepting and receiving the fruits of their labor, which God is going to repay you, regardless of whether or not you follow a certain belief or religious system or not. God is God, okay? So let's see how y'all are breaking this down in the connection. King of Swords. Thinking, thinking, thinking. All right, 3 best cards for person 1, please, regarding this situation or energy. Too many right there. King, Knight of Swords, Justice, Tower, Star card, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Whatever this miracle is, it's a doozy. And that's probably why that guilt energy is there. 2 of Wands. King of Pentacles. There you are, Capricorn. And one more card, please, Divine. Ace of Cups. It's overwhelming warmth and love and care. Let's see how person number 2 is handling these positive changes for you guys. Princess of... So what is this? Princess of Wands. Sorry, the writing is like... So Page of Wands there. 5 of Pentacles. Judgment. Person number 1 is feeling like there is something, there's no free lunch, right? In terms of how they view the world and how they experience life, there's no such thing as free lunch. People don't just do things. There's going to be strings attached. This 2 of Wands is wanting to know how later they're going to want it to come in and do and create some type of partnership, or they're looking at trying to figure out how they're going to repay this miracle in their life. Like they feel like it's levying some type of debt, hence that guilt. The King of Pentacles is at the center of things, of where the Capricorn sits upon the throne and, is used to delegating and having the resources necessary to do whatever's required. And very well may be that there is no lack in this situation. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it was something that was just this wonderful, gracious gift. And person 1 was chosen for this honor or this abundance because they were just chosen for this. And right now, it feels like person number 1 is having a hard time trying to understand why. Even though it's quite clear to person 2. And the Ace of Cups is here, though. Secretly, though, they love it. They like being seen. They like being heard. They like to know that they mattered in the situation, and someone has seen all the hard work and effort and energies that they've been putting in. And they like the fact that maybe before they felt like they've been passed over time and time again, that their work and their efforts have not been appreciated. But all of a sudden it all culminated in this one wonderful miracle windfall that is just unexplainable to them right now. Because they're so overwhelmed and they just are confused as to how to accept it. But it now puts Capricorn, or this person, looking at that King of Pentacles, puts person number 1 in a space that is even more solid and more beautiful. It very well could be a spiritual awakening for person number 1 to come in, and to God letting this person know, I am here and I've been with you this entire time. You've never been alone. I've always been with you. I've always been nudging you along. I've always been patting you on the back and letting you know that you were one of the greatest, one of my chosen. And now it's been done publicly. And it was just so overwhelming and so surprising that they're having a hard time. Just that guilt is there to accept that, because now they're looking, well, there are many other people that work just as hard as I did, and da 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 da. And they will have their time too. But now is person 1's time. It's just your time. It's due. Person number 2 has Princess of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. And Princess of Wands is energy of, so beautiful, such a beautiful depiction of that energy. But on fire with this excitement to guide person 1 through this spiritual enlightenment. Gently, holding their hand, walking side by side with each other, and walking this new terrain of a deeper belief, a deeper connection to the divine, right? A deeper connection to God. Person number one, again, has that energy like an agnostic, like I believe in God, but I don't believe in the spirit, the spiritual practices. I do believe in God. Um, and now this person, but it's never been like upfront or centered in their life. And so person number one is so excited to be able to guide person one on this path of developing a real connection, in terms of whether it be meditation or prayer or, however the person chooses to get centered. If you like to walk in nature and just hear the quiet and hear God's voice in that way, it's just beautiful that this person is like, I'm so happy to be able to walk you through this, because it's walk you towards the source. Five of Pentacles, though, is at the center of where they are feeling a bit left outside. Or no, sorry, this is the Five of Cups, not the Five of Pentacles. Correction. And so there is this, because I thought, I was like, this feels like sadness. So Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is here. And they've tried before to get person number one to participate in certain spiritual practices or praying together, or, maybe going to church with them or going to some type of event that was spiritually based. But person number two just is more practical. It's like, nope, that's not my thing. And so person number two always knew that person number one had this energy over them, but was not ready to come to it. And so the Judgment card is here now, where that they are being proven right in their belief. They knew that person number one was divinely ordained the entire time, and now that they're like, oh, yes, very excited for you. Okay. Oh, this is different. So let's see. Information for person number one. It feels like this miracle occurred in something regarding business, but could be whatever it could be. All right, let's see. Okay. So with this Five of Swords here for person one, it's really this energy of wanting to, it feels like battling with the self, of talking themselves out of the truth, right? Like their mind is splitting in a way. Because the world as they know it has changed due to this divine intervention, which is the only way it can be described. This is, and I'm feeling like this warmth in my chest and everything else. Like this is like a bursting open. This is about healing their relationship. There was something that happened or occurred or that they saw in their youth that just moved them away from organized religion. Never lost faith in God, but just organized religion. There's something about that. And this miracle is how the divine is bringing, to having the prodigal child return home. The Five of Swords is here again. It's always thinking that they can outdo it. They can do whatever's necessary. They don't need organized religion or any of that. That's crazy, whatever the case may be. But the Six of Pentacles is here of knowing that all this time God has been, or the divine has been watching and waiting for the proper moment to show up and show themselves again in their life when person number one is most ready to accept it. There was a calling out here, and that's why this Page of Wands is here when this person is here in person one's life. Has been truly an earth angel for this person, for person one, and has, because how else do you explain a person who is just not supposedly not about organized religion being with someone who is so much about having a belief system that is about divinity and God. Like, how do you explain that? Other than you knowing you wanted God very close, but not, you still had some challenges with it. But it does not feel like it was about or God in and of itself. It's just the organized religion about it, and that was something that happened or very early on in your life. And Four of Pentacles, were hell bent and determined to hold on to the fact that you can't depend on anyone but yourself to get things done. Okay. Maybe it was it's just this coming in. There's a message like perhaps it was because someone that they loved was very ill, as an example, and they prayed and prayed and prayed for this person to be healed, and it didn't happen. And so at that point, they were like, well, as an example, God's not listening. And since God is not listening, then there must not be any point to this. And they just, at that point, disconnected. Never left God. God never left them. But at that point, just said, no, there's no point to it if you're not going to, if you couldn't save the person that I love most or save a person that I love dearly in this world. Something along those lines. Now, we have the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. And, this is in the spiritual spot, and this person has always prayed for a divine return for person one. Okay. Knowing that, again, the divine has been with this person every step of the way. And more than likely, let's say that example of them praying for someone that was very sick and they wanted God to save them. And, God moves in mysterious ways. We cannot question that. But the prayers are so sincere, so deep felt, so belief that, God just never left their child, right? And with that Five of Swords energy, this person may have constantly drowned out God's leading, but at the end of the day still did what they were guided divinely to do, but just made it seem like it was them doing it, but really they know that they was like truly tuned in. And now all of that is coming back like ton of bricks. And this is why they're just so like in a war with accepting this blessing. This beautiful, beautiful, abundant blessing. The Ace of Wands is here knowing that even though this Five of Cups is here, this sadness of trying and trying again, that finally this opportunity is here. It's bursting forth and it's time to take action and move in that new direction. The King of Swords is here of where there is a clear plan of thought as to what needs to be done, but it is divinely guided. So this is not a situation where person two, I feel, is going to overwhelm person one, but it's going to be there to answer the questions and be able to really explain things in a manner of which that person one is going to clearly understand what's happening to them. This evolution, this again, feels like a bursting open of the heart that's always been there, right? And they've always been with the divine. They just, again, there was just a moment where there was some anger. He was fighting and, just said, forget it. I do it myself. But all along, as this person has known all the time, the divine has been with person one. Let's see. What else do you need to know, person number one? What else does person number one need to know? What a beautiful reading. Ace of Wands, double down. Knight of Swords and Justice. Okay. That's almost about to tearing up. Six of Pentacles again. Okay. What a beautiful space for the two of you. Ace of Wands is here. In the very near future, person one is just going to embrace, is going to give up the resistance and the fight, the spiritual resistance and the fight, and fall into the safety of the divine's arms and energy. with this Ace of Wands and just reach out and grab hold of that staff, like Moses, and get busy with it and just say, okay, what is it that you want me to do? The Knight of Swords is where it's going to be a lot of conversation with person number 2 then, as to, almost like confessionals in a way of what has been talked about here. I've always known. There's always been this voice. I've always felt this presence with me. I didn't know what to call it. I would say this. I would say this. I would say the universe. I would say the divine. I would say God. All the same. I would say the source. Okay. Sky Daddy. Everybody call. Just call, right? It's always there. Never leaves us, right? Even in this practice where some may say what they want to say, but this is the divine art form. Everybody doesn't go the same direction, but in terms of everybody doesn't understand it the same way, but we all going in the same direction. That's home, towards the source, towards God. Okay. So with this Knight of Swords, there's going to be a lot of conversation. A lot of conversations. At bedtime, in the morning, during breakfast, texting, like, did you know, da, 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 da. And the Justice card is here where they finally will understand that it's been fair and just the entire time. That they've always known, that they've always felt the presence, that they've always had divine guidance and leaders. They will begin to understand that this is how it works. And it only happens when the divine knows we are truly ready to walk through the door. The door is always there. We have to be ready and willing to walk through it. Sometimes we turn off the light, leave that room, but then that door is still there and we know it's there. No matter if we leave it at 8 and come back at 80, it's still going to be there. Okay. And with the 8 of Wands, the Temperance, and the 6 of Pentacles here, finally this person is going to receive back what they have been pouring into this person the entire time in terms of silent prayer and covering over them with spiritual guidance and protection and energy. Now they can say it all out loud, and they're so excited with this 8 of Wands and this Knight of Swords to this 8 of Wands. This is going to be more of an analytical thought, a reasoning thought. This is going to be powerful and spiritual and fire breathing, but it's going to be great in terms of you two coming into spiritual alignment and the depth that it's going to take you guys to. And then we have the Temperance at the center, that it is advising person number 2 to remain focused and remember that you are a guide, not the leader. God is the leader. The divine is the leader. You're simply here to guide this person on their path, to make sure that they have the support that they need, okay, during this time of transitioning into their newer understanding and relationship with the divine. Thank you, dear Capricorn, for this lovely, 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 lovely reading. I hope it is of help for you and the messages are good, and I'm excited for you to forge this new relationship with the divine and gain clarity and insight, which will make you just a better human being, which is really great, especially in these times. So happy for you. All right. You are seen, you're heard, and you matter. Remember, back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. Be seeing you.